Coming to us from San Diego, the beautiful and funny Dr. Bubby.
Yay!
I didn't know he was half Jewish. I didn't know which half. Well, you said you were circumcised. Bam, make sure it's clean. Okay. No, I don't talk like that. And I don't ask how the other comics are. And I don't ask the audience, how are you doing? You having a good time? I don't give a flying something. Anyway, I want you to know, some of you wonder, how did a sweet doctor like me get to be? Okay, it all started 80 plus years ago in a small town in the Northeast called Brooklyn. And my mother sat me down to tell me the story. And you know what it was about, Pam? It was about that business down there. So I said, Ma, I think I was 15. No, maybe I was 10. And she says, I said, the business down there, Mom, you mean athlete's foot? She said, no, higher. I said, water on the knee? No, higher. I couldn't think of anything. I was very naive. She said, ask your sister. So I learned about the facts of life the old fashioned way. Pam, it was the back seat of a 57 Chevy at Woodstock. I was on top. Look, if it's true, it's true. What could I tell you? My mother used to say, Abby, you know, to be a sweet girl, you have to be demure. You have to always say yes and be kind, especially to men, because I won't get rid of you, because I have 3 girls. Just be very demure. Well, at the back seat of the 57 Chevy, Pam, I lost my demurity. Thanks, Mom. You told me all about everything. And I never told you about my dad. I love him. He was very funny, probably where I got my sense of humor. But he was a hypochondriac. And I mean that with the highest regard to hypochondriacs. I was at a public health conference 1,000 miles away from Brooklyn. I get a call. There's hundreds of people in the audience. Dr. November, please pick up the phone. So I immediately went over the phone. I had an elderly mother. I thought, oh my God, she died. So I pick up the phone. Is that you, Dad? Who's the only one that would be calling? He said, yes, I have an emergency. And I'm thinking, I'm 1,000 miles away. I said, what's wrong? He said, well, usually when I have my BM, it goes from left to right. This morning, it went from right to left. I said, I cannot believe you called me, got me out of a meeting with professionals to tell me you have crooked shit. You think I'm making this up? No shit, I am not doing that. This is why I do comedy. My baby sister is a shrink. And if there are any people on the West Coast that need a wonderful shrink, and she went to Einstein Medical School, she's a genius, but she's in November. She's as crazy as I am, but she gets her drugs for free. I have to pay for them. Anyway, you drug pushers over there. So she's a shrink. My older sister, who passed away, drank the Kool-Aid, and my brother became a gynecologist. All he did is spread them. Okay, come back next year. Spread them, come back next. Anyway, I'm not passing judgment. He's a very good doctor, I'm sure. And but my mother would say, well, Stephen's the real doctor. I said, what do you mean? Margie is a psychiatrist. She's an MD. No, she deals with crazy people. They're not real doctors. But a gynecologist, he's a real doctor. And I said, so what am I? She said, well, you know, you just wrote some papers and blah, blah, blah. I said, do you know I discovered a very famous fact? It's Uber Lube, Mom, because you're all dried up and all old people are dried up and you all need lubrication. And that's all I'm going to say, because then I get off on a tirade and Al will get all upset and have Alka-Seltzer coming out his ears. And Jareth will go back to fucking chickens, and Peter will make a commentary about this, and the two musicians will. Anyway, I'm not here. I'm not there. I love you all, especially Pam, whom I never met in person, or anybody. And as they say in France, sei gesund. I'm done.